Welcome to the Pump and Dump channel for another video. This time doing another transaction in the theoretical model portfolio. So today it's going to be exchanging some more range resources and acquiring some Lundin mining and some Century aluminum. So to get into a bit of the rationale here, so oil and gas, I've talked about how I thought oil was looking like it's at a tipping point and it could go down. I think that's possible that it will happen, and since range resources is in a way correlated with the oil price because the natural gas liquids, it's got a high chance that it will go down with it. So there is this to keep in mind. I'll bring over the chart since I'm talking about it. So I talked about this in the last video, and my suspicion is coming true here that we're going to go down. Yeah, I think 54 is a possibility, but we might stop at 58, and whether we go up or not is not something I want to gamble on here. So the rationale is to take it off the table, even though there is some upside. Clearly, fundamentally it's there, but not necessarily in terms of how the market is going to move, and that's something to keep in mind. So Century aluminum is one I wanted to add at the beginning of the year. On the 4th of January I wanted to buy it here, but everything I had in the portfolio was similarly down, so I didn't make the transaction. I mentioned I was going to get into that, and it went up, it went down, and eventually it went up to 19. And 19 is a reasonable level to expect it to be at. I think that's where I think it goes to, bare minimum. But right now it's selling off with everything else. It's fallen to this support here. That's obviously a positive. And in terms of valuation, I've written down what I think it's worth. I think it's worth $28 a share at the current aluminum prices. But as mentioned, 19 is the more conservative place for a longer term aluminum price. But here it's a question of steel and iron ore prices also being high, and those are the substitute products. Is what's things like aluminum is, I guess, a substitute product for steel. So yeah, this is kind of looking very good. I think even if it does go down, it's still a buy. And the whole from here, I mean, it's like with silver cut metal, when I was talking about it at $5 a share, it's moved up to 6 because the momentum has turned back to favor and the silver price is in an uptrend again, and now people are buying it. And I expect the same thing here to happen with Century, because the stocks are already down, and some people say that the stock market is a leading indicator, and that if the stocks are going down, then the aluminum price and the margins that they will achieve will go down with it. That's possible and likely to happen, but it's not necessarily true. And when you can buy something at a discount to what it's worth, if we just take half of this 28.15, that's 14.07. We can see that it should at least go back up to 14 in the near term, and as a consequence, I think that this is a buy. So that's how I see it, and that's kind of what I'm doing with my money too. And next here, Lundin Mining. Yeah, this is linked to the copper and zinc price mainly, mostly copper, then zinc. They do have a bunch of other metals in their resource and reserve, but that doesn't necessarily matter. What matters here is that the fair value is about 50% higher than where it's trading at, and it's a very robust and stable company. So when I was looking at it the other day, I think it was implying something like a 360 or so copper price long term, which is well below the 450 or 470 or wherever it is right now. And that is a key thing to, of course, keep in mind, that even if the prices of what they are selling are coming down, the share price is already reflecting it, and the earnings they'll have in the quarter where the prices were higher, then if if the price goes down and we have a lower price, then we'll see that the earnings will be a beat versus expectations, I guess, in some sense. So yeah, this is kind of the rationale, reason to sell Range Resources I mentioned, because of the oil price is starting to go down. I think I can also find the aluminum price on here, even though it's not a good one. I think it's Ally or Al exclamation mark maybe. Well, I'll just have to look for it this way. Oops. Aluminum. We can use the Indian flag one, but I usually use this one here, even though it's not a very good one because it's very difficult to see what's going on. So yeah, I'll take the other one because it's got better visual. So we can see here that we've had a parabolic move in the aluminum price. I would say this is a parabolic move because it's a run up and then a steeper correction from this bigger move here, and then we have this move that is quite large in comparison to every prior uptick. And yeah, we are over here. You can see there's kind of a triangle here, but it's it's in an uptrend still, and I would think like it would probably come down and break the uptrend. Let's just put some simple lines up on here. So I would expect that it, given how the securities are trading, that it would come down, find a bounce here, and then maybe come back up to maybe make a double top, something like that. Who really knows? But whatever it does, it doesn't matter, because in the future, at some point, the stock will, or the company will be in favor, and it will trade towards its fair value, is what I'm thinking. And yeah, that's how I see it. Now with Lundin Mining, of course, we also had a nice run up. I think last time I talked about it, it was in Swedish crowns, so it's hard for me to visualize here with the USD one. But I think it was around 44 Swedish crowns and had a fair value of 60. Must have been around here. And of course the copper price and zinc and everything have gone up quite substantially since then. So of course the present value of the future cash flows have risen with it. But it's only gotten up to 12 or 13 at the peak, and yeah, I think that's not necessarily fully reflective of the overall implied valuation if we look at where it should be at. So yeah, that's the idea here. So the overall portfolio is still doing well. I think it went down a bit from the last video I made, but that's okay. One thing to note is, of course, that I'm not sure if I've got all the dividends in here recently, if there were any. I think Petrobras declared one, and I think that one is coming due soon, or it's been due. I'll have to see about that. And yeah, I'll check these things out another time. But anyway, we're going to leave it like this and just keep it short. So as always, remember, it's not investment advice or recommendations to buy or not to buy these stocks. Up to you if you want to do it. It could, everything could crater, but it doesn't have to, and I could be wrong, and therefore never just look at someone talking about a stock and be like, yeah, I need to buy this. Always do your own research and do your own valuation, and you'll see that your results will be much better if you have something to compare the current start price to, than if you're just guessing where it's going to go. So yeah, I'm going to end this video, and remember to, I guess, if you want to leave questions, comments, opinions, blah blah blah. Have a good day.